What is up, Aries? Welcome to your February forecast. We are going to look at the month of February, just look at some broad overall themes for the month, some challenges that you might be facing, and then how to overcome those challenges, and then also just some key considerations to keep in the back of your mind for the rest of the month. So, without further ado, Aries, let's get into it. All right, so just looking at their spread right here. This top row is going to be just our major themes for the month. This center row is going to represent our unexpected obstacles and our ways to overcome it, along with some extra advice from these oracle cards. And the bottom row is going to signify just some key concepts that we want to keep in mind as we go out throughout the month. So right off the bat, firstly, for anyone who listened to my Pisces video, hopefully the audio is better. I am experimenting with locations for this microphone, so if the audio is bad, I apologize. After 30 minutes of recording, I'm not doing it again. So I hope that this one's better. And if not, we'll keep playing with it. Maybe if I move my hair out of the way. And then, yes, also if you watched the Pisces one, you would have noticed that there were a lot of major arcana cards in the Pisces spread. And while there's not quite as many in your spread, Aries, you do have quite a few major arcana cards. We are starting with the Lovers, moving into Strength. Down here we've got Temperance in reverse, and we actually have Strength in reverse in the bottom too. So this is going to be a fun little one to talk about. I'm excited to get into this. So let's go ahead and just start with this top row right here. So the cards we're looking at in this top row, remember this is going to be major themes throughout the month, key ideas for February. We are starting with the Lovers in the upright. We've got Strength in the upright. We have the Six of Coins in the reverse, and underneath here, you probably can't see it because it's dark, but we have the Meditation. So this is going to be something that we're just going to consider alongside of these main concepts. So let's start here with the Lovers. It is the first card. I'm sure you can't see that because it's too far away, but I'm going to show you anyways because this deck is really beautiful. I didn't initially really like this deck too much when I started using it. I have never been too much of a fan of the traditional Rider-Waite deck, but I must say it has grown on me and it is my favorite deck to use right now. So that's totally random, just felt like throwing it in. Let's get back to the card. The Lovers, okay? The Lovers really are signifying, they could be signifying a relationship. You know, that's obviously kind of the first thing we think about when we think of the Lovers. Important thing to note though, when we are talking about them, if we're talking about them in the context of a relationship, I want to make sure that we are not getting this idea that it is strictly a romantic relationship between a man and a woman. Now, it could be a platonic relationship, it could be family dynamics, a friendship, a work relationship, and also it doesn't need to be just like between a man and a woman. It can be between two men, two women, it can be a group of people. It doesn't really matter. It's the key concept here is relationship, okay? So if you are trying to bring love into your life, this could be saying that it could be coming into your life in February, but it could also be just referring to any other relationships that are important to you. Now, additionally, it could be not relating to a relationship at all. This could be just a realignment with the self and having maybe the concept here is like you're a little disjointed and you're going to come together as one being in alignment. So let's keep going throughout the cards. We'll maybe come back to that and maybe get a little bit more clarity depending on what is surrounding it. I do kind of just read these as I go. So, and please forgive my dog who is doing dog things right now. Starlight. Okay, I apologize for that. Dog was doing dog things, so we just needed to take a little brief intermission, but we are back and we are moving on from the Lovers to Strength. So Strength here is a woman depicted in a white gown. She is with a lion and she is kind of just taming and just quieting down this lion, kind of making it real docile. Not a typical way we would view a lion to be. And one of the meanings that we can kind of take from this card is this taming of our emotions and just having a really good handle on how our emotions are coming across, especially in like a high stress situation or a high emotional situation or something we feel really strongly about. This card also is speaking a little bit more towards inner strength versus kind of like outer strength. If we were looking at the Chariot, that's going to be a little bit more outer strength in the material world, but this is looking more towards inner strength. So in this upright position, we are demonstrating that. We are demonstrating a handle on our emotions. We are compassionate. We are just, able and capable of doing things because we have this strength and this belief and this confidence in ourselves. So right off the bat, these two looking really, really good. We do have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So Six of Pentacles in reverse, to me, the way I like to read this card is don't give what you don't have, okay? So this can be taken in a lot of ways. Even though it is Pentacles, which traditionally is talking about materialistic things, money, finances, this card in general is kind of talking about what is the word I'm looking for? Giving things, being like generous, and charity, things like that, which is depicted by the man who is handing out things to the two other men below him. So in the reverse, I read it as don't give what you don't have, and although it could be alluding to something financial, or something in the material world, I also do like to read this as emotion as well. So don't be investing this emotion into something if you don't really have the emotion to be investing into it. Or we can see it as time. We can see it as time as well. Don't be getting into this project, this relationship with the lovers. Let's look at these two cards together. This is an important message. If you are looking for a relationship, don't get into a relationship if you don't have the time to put into the relationship to cultivate it, okay? So key points that these are making right here is, you might have this relationship springing up, but make sure you have enough resources to allot to it if you're going to pursue it. And if you're not going to pursue it, that's fine. We just need to have that inner strength and that confidence to know that that's not the right move for us or you, Aries, right now. So additionally to that, we do have this card of meditation. It is basically exactly what it sounds like. On the card it says peace, relief, and sanctuary. Essentially all this card is telling you to do is, one, meditate. But why do we meditate? We meditate in order to take time away from the outside world and the stresses and anything that's weighing down on us, and we just carve out this space where we can be free and light, and we can let go of these troubling things. They don't need to bother us in that moment. We can, separate ourselves from that. So this card is, once again, just self-reflection is kind of another way to look at meditation. If meditation is not something that you practice or something that you are interested in, you can also view it as just taking time to yourself, self-reflection, self-evaluation, making sure everything is in alignment with each other. Okay, so moving on. Now that we've looked at some major themes of the month, let's go to this middle row where we're going to look at some unexpected difficulties and then some ways to overcome those unexpected difficulties. Starlight. I'm sorry, my dog is just dogging today. So first, let's go ahead and turn over these unexpected difficulties cards because we don't know what they're gonna be. So let's see what we have. Ooh, reverse, and upright. Okay, so we are working with the Two of Cups in reverse. Very interesting in relation to that Lover's card. Okay, and then we have got the King of Cups in reverse, and then also the Seven of Wands. Okay, so difficulties indeed. All these cards are definitely pointing to obstacles that you may face. So this Two of Cups really does make me feel like this Lover's card is potentially talking about a relationship. But once again, it doesn't necessarily have to, because I also do view the Two of Cups as a realignment of oneself, of reevaluation and just making sure that our words and actions are all in continuity with what we are trying to achieve, where we're trying to go, what we're trying to get done, what we're trying to manifest or build or cultivate. We have to be in alignment for that to fully play out to its fullest potential. So once again, although we do have the Lovers, which could be a relationship, and we are looking at this Two of Cups, which also could signify a relationship to become one, is kind of the idea behind this card. I do believe that it could also be signifying just a realignment in oneself. Now, it is important that we note the Two of Cups is in the reverse. So obviously, this is showing us that there is a problem or difficulty either within this relationship or within this realignment of oneself. We're not doing it. Two are not becoming one. There's some kind of difficulty you're facing. There's probably a lack of communication or disharmony, or things not being unified. Just there's a holdup somewhere. We're not coming together, which obviously these are unexpected obstacles. I wouldn't say that's super unexpected, but it is an obstacle. So let's keep that in mind for right now. Let's get to the other two, and then we'll talk about how we can go about handling these if we are faced with them. So moving on, we have the King of Cups. So King of Cups in reverse. King of Cups in reverse. So once again, Cups have to deal with emotion, okay? Emotion and feeling. So there are, let me take a good look here. You don't have any overwhelming suits, I would say. You've got two pentacles, you have two cups, you have two strength cards, one wand card, a sword. Yeah, you don't have any like overarching suit of cards, which is fine. Just something I'm kind of paying attention to since we are talking about lovers and kind of maybe where that could be going. But this King of Cups in reverse, once again, just the king is autonomous. He is the ruler, and in the reverse, I kind of just view him as not using his position to the best of his abilities. And when it comes to emotions, this just could mean that the handle on his emotion is not great. Maybe he is not experiencing a full depth and range of emotion. To me, this card is really telling me that he's stuck in this very narrow window of these emotions that he is portraying, right? And he is not being very controlled or restrained in how he's presenting them. And once again, these are, I love seeing how things, how they manifest themselves within the spread, because we have this Two of Cups in reverse right below the Lovers, right? There is a lot of correlation between these two cards. Well, now we have this reverse King of Cups beneath strength. Inner strength is what strength is talking about. And now, once again, we're talking about emotion. We're talking about internal feelings. And, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the microphone. My bad if that caused a lot of noise. I'm still getting used to the whole microphone idea. Maybe I need to, put it on the table or something. I don't know. But anyways, he is just not handling his emotions well. And he's working within kind of a narrow frame of emotion. Mostly going to be ones, I don't want to call them bad or negative. I try to steer away from those words only because societally we have, expectations of what those mean. And they could have different meanings, but it just as a culture, we have ingrained so much what those words mean. So I'm going to say not negative, but just not trending positively either. Yeah, he's just not, I'm trying to think of the words specifically that I'm trying to use here, the emotions I'm trying to use. It would be like if someone is being really judgmental, or maybe they're reacting really harshly and not giving any time to think about a situation. They're just flying off the handle. which that's how it related to this strength card because of the raw emotion. That's the connection I was trying to make there. Kind of lost my train of thought. Was trying to get back into it. But this raw emotion that this lady, she's taming this lion and making him very docile. And this King of Cups, he is just letting his emotions go. He is not refraining from them. He's not putting that like extra barrier of, well, you know what, let me take a step back. Let me look at this situation and let me think about it before I just react. He's just reacting. And not in a way that is going to be helpful or beneficial. So moving on, the last card we have in the unexpected obstacles, difficulties you might face is going to be Seven of Wands. That is essentially what the Seven of Wands is talking about. Wands does talk about inspiration or spiritual journey, inner journey. So in the Seven of Wands, if you can see it, I'm not sure if you'll be able to, but this man is fighting for his life. He has just got people coming at him left and right, and he is doing whatever he can to just fend them off. So it's a lot of chaotic energy, and it is a lot of conflict and survival and just trying to do what you can to make it through, until we reach that Eight of Wands. So keeping those all in mind, right? Just a quick review. We have Two of Cups reversed, we have the King of Cups reversed, and we have the Seven of Wands. Let's now look at how we can go about facing these challenges in a more positive manner and how we can overcome them or any other challenges that might come. This is definitely not limited to just these things, but these are just some ones that you could be facing, so that way you can be a little bit more prepared for them. So let's start with the oracle cards. On the other side, we have Shadow and Follow the White Rabbit. So firstly, something I did not really notice until right now is I see a lot of duality here. When we think of shadow, I think of dark, black, just dim, things that are blocking the light, that kind of thing. And conversely, on this side, we have Follow the White Rabbit. So white, purity, makes me think of sun, light and dark. So I like that there's a little bit of a duality here. I think that's always a fun little, just little point to put into the spread. It's not surprising too. Astrologically, things are lined up right now to be having that, cyclical thing. Also, what I forgot to mention in the Pisces video, theirs was very heavily influenced by cycles and beginning and end. The Lunar New Year is coming up this month. So also something to keep in mind. That is on the, I want to say it is on the 10th. And the new moon is on the 9th, or it's 10-11. I can't quite remember. One of the two. Anyways, these are basically talking about shadow is exactly probably what you think it is. Do the shadow work, internal reflections, and we have to do those to fully understand ourselves. And I also said this in the Pisces video, but doing shadow work doesn't mean getting rid of that aspect of us. It just means that we are transforming it, we are remaking it, we are remolding it so that it's still there, but now it's serving a different purpose within us instead of it being all this negativity and tainting anything that it touches and just kind of like this void of despair, depending on what it is. Now we can repackage it and we can look at it as a lesson. I went through this experience and I learned this from it, and because of this I now do XYZ. And now, the next time I have an experience like this, I know how to interact with it. I know how to handle it. And I also don't let it just consume me. Strength. Taming our raw emotions. I'm not letting it consume me. On the other hand, we have Follow the White Rabbit. If something interests you, go for it. That's what this is saying. Also, this is actually being backed up by the planets right now as well, because all the planets are direct for the next 2 months. And that basically means, like, go for it. Do it. If there's something you're interested in, now is the time for action. Let's go. Looking inward at the tarot cards, we have the Tower in reverse and the Four of Swords upright. Let me resituate these correctly now that we are back into the middle of the spread. Okay, so remember, these two cards are going to be talking about how we can combat these unexpected obstacles that we might face. So the Tower is indicative of destroying old structures so that something new can be rebuilt. And in the reverse, it can mean a few different things, but I like to take it as meaning that this is an internal change, an internal transformation that we are going through. And it's something that we might see coming, or we might know that needs to be done, but for whatever reason, we are just in a little bit of denial, or procrastination, or we're just not mentally ready to go through the difficulty that is going to have, because this is a difficult process, this burning down of old structures so that we can make something new. You know, you got to think, if something is on fire and something is burning down a large structure, you know, that takes immense amounts of energy from the fire, okay? And time. And once that has, you know, crumbled to the ground, now we have to go through this process of clearing it away and reshaping this space so that it's even suitable for us to build on top of it. Because the whole reason that this tower fell in the first place was because we put it on shaky foundation. It was not on a strong foundation, and so it couldn't handle what was coming at it, and so we need to wipe it clean, start over, okay? So internal restructuring is one way that we're going to be handling issues in February. Self-reflection, once again, shadow. Doing the shadow work with the Tower, these two cards absolutely go together 100%. This is literally talking about getting rid of all the old stuff that no longer serves us so that we can start doing something new. And to back that up, our other card we have is the Four of Swords. So Four of Swords, I feel like the Swords is kind of just like its own little thing, like it's telling its own little story, kind of separate from all the other suits. And I mean, it's not, it does follow kind of the same numerology, the same patterns as all the other suits, but it just seems like way off in left field to me. But this card in particular, the Four of Swords, is talking about rest, meditation. Now we're seeing it twice. Don't say I didn't tell you. Meditation, just a time of reflection, and actually a time of inaction. So no action. This is saying, take a step back, take your hands off, quit doing stuff. Because you know what people like to do? This is something I've noticed, especially in creative pursuits. I'm an artist, and as an artist, I have done this myself countless times, but I also have seen other people do this, especially in the tattooing world, where you can't just start over if you make a mistake. So what people like to do is they're working on something, right? And it's not quite how they like it. So they start doing something to it, and they keep messing with it, and eventually, maybe it gets a little bit better, but at a certain point, it starts to not get better. So now they're panicking, okay? So we had it okay, and then we're like, ooh, I kind of like it. Let me just do a little bit more. You do that a little bit more, now you hate it. And now you're panicking like, oh my God, I really liked it. I messed it up. I have to fix it. So they keep doing it. And eventually what happens is they overwork it. In tattooing, it's called being overworked. I consider any art piece just like, I just use that phrase for any medium. But they're overworking it. Basically, they're trying to do too much to get to this point, when if they just stopped, it's going to turn out better than if they keep, doing too much. Because at a certain point, it gets muddy. There's no going back. They're just adding it. At a certain point, there's no fixing it. So this is telling you, put the paintbrush down, okay? Just stop. Just let it go. Take a step back. Take a breather. reevaluate things, and then come at it with just a fresh mind, okay? This one's important. They're all important, but that message specifically, I feel like is key. You have a lot of like really intense energy going on here with strength, temperance, lovers, more strength, a king, two kings. There's just a lot. And the tower. So, don't be afraid to take some time and just be tranquil and just think about things. And you don't always need to act. You don't always need to be doing something, okay? So, moving on. Last row here. This is going to be key concepts or ideas to take with you throughout the month of February. Just keep in back of your mind to utilize how you wish. As with any of the readings, take what resonates, leave whatever doesn't resonate. If nothing resonates, well then, I don't know, maybe I need to reevaluate things myself, but hopefully it does resonate. So we're going to start here with the King of Coins. So King of Coins could possibly represent an older male figure. I personally don't like to read the court cards like that. I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like we're putting too much emphasis on gender when we should be looking at more of kind of like an archetype. But, like I said, if it resonates, take it. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But this King of Coins, he is in a financial prosperous position, and because he is that, he is secure, he is generous, he is very nurturing. He's set up, he has everything that he needs to live a fulfilling life, and because of that, he is going to turn that around, and he's going to give back, and he's going to help nurture and help take care of others. So very much like a parenting role here, one that is, marked by a lot of foundational security is what I'm going to consider that, foundational security. So that is great. First off, like, who doesn't want foundational security? So basically this, how you can apply this to your everyday life. You're like, yeah, okay, Sarah, foundational security, what about it? One, if you are going through a period of financial struggle, this says it is going to turn around for you in a very big way. So if you are just having a hard time, this also kind of is going to tie into this Six of Pentacles. I know that I said I don't always read the Six of Pentacles as money, but if you're reading it as money, which it can be, like I said, take it how it resonates. This just means don't give away what you don't have, and be smart about your investments, be smart about your choices. And if you are able to do this major overarching theme, now we can accomplish this: financial independence, financial security, abundance, prosperity, ability to give back to others, okay? So that is looking good for you if you're going through a time of hardship. And once again, you can look at this as something other than money, but I view this one definitely more can be money or emotion, in my opinion. This is definitely more along the lines of material things in the material world. So moving on from that, we have temperance in the reverse. So temperance in the upright is patience, it is harmony, it is balance, and in the reverse, we are just seeing the reverse of that. We're not balanced, not in unity, maybe we're lacking patience, we are wanting something to occur that's not occurring fast enough, or maybe we have like a lack of vision. So this card is really kind of defined more so by the cards around it. So, looking at this King of Coins, prosperity, giving back, generosity, and then on the other side of this, we actually have strength in the reverse. So we have strength upright up here in this top major themes of the month, and we have strength in the reverse in these key concepts. So to me, these are just in direct opposition. So this is the main theme of the month, strength. But something to keep in mind is you're going to have times where you're not feeling that. You're going to be feeling self-conscious. You're going to be feeling self-doubt, a lack of confidence. You're not sure if you're doing the right thing. Just an overall lack of capability, lack of feeling capability, or alternatively, maybe your emotions are getting a little out of hand. Maybe you're just acting out a little bit. Maybe you're not putting that filter on these emotions before you let them come out, like this King of Cups in the reverse, okay? Let's just keep that in mind as we go throughout the month. Just watch for that. Be mindful. Am I reacting a little bit more harshly than I maybe should? Am I taking time to really think about a situation before I give this opinion or my feelings on it? That is what Strength in Reverse is asking us to do. This Temperance card, kind of just looking at the two of these. I mean, really, if you want to look at all three, because it is based on what's next to it, we can't look at it that way. So here we have generosity, nurturing, financial stability, just an overall sense of being established. And here we have lack of inner strength, lack of confidence, self-doubt, letting our emotions get the best of us. So we have an imbalance between these, right? Now, once again, we are able to bring this back into alignment. This card, this Two of Cups in reverse, saying that we might be struggling with being out of alignment. But this overarching major arcana card of the Lovers saying we have that capability to be in alignment with each other. That's not outside the realm of possibilities. It's just like a little hiccup, you know. This two of Cups, this is a minor arcana card. This is a momentary lapse of issues, of obstacles. Whereas Lovers, this is major. This is major arcana. You know, this is overarching strength also. And this is in the overarching theme of the month. Whereas Strength in the Reverse is just, you know, considerations, things that might pop up here and there. Just, you know, keep in mind, be on the lookout for them. So, kind of just a broad overview of your month of February. Is that there is some sort of relationship, whether it is with yourself or with another person or a group of people, that is needing to be cultivated. But make sure that if you are doing that, that you have the time, resource, energy, emotion, whatever it may be, in order to cultivate that relationship. It's really important that you do that. If not, then you're really kind of just leading to disharmony between you and this person or this group of people, and you may actually end up acting out irrationally if this individual that you're engaging in this relationship with, you know, comes to a conclusion that you have been giving more than you were able to. Now they are combative with you, and now you're going to have to deal with that. And that's probably not going to be a fun time for anybody. So make sure you have enough of what you're giving away. If you find yourself in situations where you are, you know, being met with a lot of obstacles, make sure to remember, take some time to rest, to think about things as they are. And also, let's not ignore doing the shadow work, the work that's hard, the work that no one wants to do, because it's just difficult to do. And also, let's remember that if we are seeing this destruction of old structures, of old ways of thinking, of old belief systems, of old senses of self, of old relationships, it could be anything. If we're seeing a destruction of that, just realize that it is so something better can be put into place instead of that. Something with a sturdier foundation, something that is going to have more longevity, more positivity, that is going to lead to more abundance or more stability. Okay? That pretty much wraps it up, Aries. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I cannot wait to talk with you guys soon again for next month in March. Have a great day.